Hello everyone, welcome back to Structure Expert. Today we continue to tall building lecture, uh, column shortening and wall shortening, and we discuss about the differential shortening of column and wall. Now let's start. Axial shortening. The axial shortening of building is equal to the elastic deformation plus creep and shrinkage. Elastic deformation is result from applied load, and creep and shrinkage is a result of time-dependent material. Concrete is time-dependent material. Differential axial shortening arises because of differences in axial stresses between column and core wall. The cross-section of column are usually designed to be as small as possible, so columns are generally more heavily stressed than core walls. As construction progress, column and core wall undergo different amounts and rates of elastic creep and shrinkage shortening. As the completion of the building, creep and shrinkage shortening continue to develop differently in core walls and columns throughout the service line of building. Now you can check this picture. It is the picture I take from my tutorial tall building design. For the tall building, the core wall always wider and greater than the dimension of the column. You see here, this column has a small dimension. We design column small as possible to receive horizontal and vertical load. And for the core wall, we also has a least opening for elevator access, and the dimension of the core wall overall dimension is higher to receive both for the lateral force and for the vertical force. If we compare the stress in column is higher than in the core wall, so the column shortening is higher than the wall shortening. For the axial shortening, now let's compare each other between the shortening of the core wall and adjacent columns in millimeter. For the horizontal axis, 0, 10, 20, 40, 50 millimeter, and the vertical axis is the architectural wall. 7, 9, 11, 19 and 39 floor. You can observe what is different between differential shortening of the core wall and wall. Yes, the maximum or the peak value is around 2/3 of the story is around here. This is the relative between the core wall and column. Differential settlement or differential shortening of column and core wall. This is another example of 20-story building. We calculate for the axial shortening. Now let's start. We apply a different H 20, 39, 49, impose load, lead load, surface floor, H vent, and the balance lead load 828, concrete property, column length, and column dimension. Now let's check. Yes, as the result of the shortening of the column we plot this graph. This is the region, floor, C and E, grip and elastic shortening, and for the dashed line blue is the shrinkage, and the red line is the total value of the grip and elastic shortening plus shrinkage. See here at the 0 0 level 0 0 it's 0 0, and at the level 132, so the maximum value of the total value is around 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 of the story, or the total story. You can check around here. It is similar with the differential shortening between column and wall. Now let's check for the shrinkage. This line for the shrinkage, and the line for the grip and elastic shortening, and the red line is the total axial shortening of the column. The total the maximum value is around 2/3 of the story height, or the building height. Axial shortening is the sum of the elastic grip and shrinkage deformation, and depend also on the contraction sequence. So you have to run analysis, include contraction stage analysis. We discuss more about contraction analysis. Contraction stage analysis must be followed by time history analysis. Yes, to complete this analysis set, you have to include time history analysis to further investigate change over time or structural response of the building to sustain gravity loading following completion, influenced by grip and shrinkage in concrete structural element. Contraction stage analysis can be combined with an analysis of soil structure interaction to identify the effect or change in boundary condition. It is very important. It affects on the boundary condition of the support of the building. Soil interaction, when you apply the full interaction of building with the soil, is different when you assign the support a pin or a fix at the bottom of the wall or the slab and of the columns. When you assign a pin, assign fix, the support no deformation, and the support is fixed at the position no depend on the soil property. So to include effect, yes, effect of the soil interaction, differential settlement of soil. So in construction stage, you also include the soil interaction of the building with the soil boundary to observe what is different when you use the pin support and when you use soil interaction. Now let's check. It is an image I take it from internet. 3D soil structure interaction. This is the layer of soils. We model it different layer of soils, and this is the upper structure. We integrated full 3D model of the structure, include the gravity load, include the wind load, include the seismic load. So all load is applied on the structure and transfer to the soil by wall, by core wall, or by sea wall, or by a column. So the soil and the upper structure have an interaction. This one we call it soil interaction soil structure interaction. So you can observe what different when you apply the load from the upper structure into the soils. So in the modern analysis and design, you can use software to integrate between the soil and upper structure. You can use the loopboard FM, Flashes, Midas GTS, Midas GTS, Midas GTS, ABAC, or you can use film V20. Okay, you can use a loopboard FM, FM5 or FM6, Flashes 3D or Midas GTS, ABAC, or you can use film V20. This is the product of StatSource. Now let's check the result of the soil interaction. Yes, this is the model of soil interaction when you include the bedding interact with the soils. This is the pile, so different color also describe the different interaction between soil and upper structure. You can observe the differential settlement on the foundation. The red color is the maximum effect, and the other color is the lesser effect. So it is also very important for the tall building. You have to include soil interaction. You have to include the building model on the soil to interact each other and observe what is different when you assign pin fit support and when you assign the model, the real model on the soil property, and you can observe what is different. And in the soil interaction, you can observe the interaction between soil and upper structure, the differential settlement. So the soil interaction also one important part of the tall building analysis. As I prepare in my slide, you can check. Now let's come back and review about this topic. Yes. The building dynamics, the natural occupancy analysis should give a particular attention to joint stiffness and connection time, expected amount of survivable crack, effect of piedestal foundation, and for if foundation stiffness. Okay, foundation stiffness. So when you model a pin joint at the base, a fit at the base, and when you model it on the soil property, is not the same, it's different. You will get a different result. I think that a tape is not a software that you can analyze soil and upper structure interaction each other. I think the professional software you can use. with that GTS a back, or you can use airframe or film V20 or plus CCD is more accurate than you use in a tape. A tape is not focus on geotechnical analysis and design. No parameter to include the soil property. So you have to choose a available software to analyze and design details of soil interaction.